What's up, tribe? What's up? What's up? I'm here. Oh, man. I guess for lack of a better word, good morning to everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hate waking up to this kind of news, right? Oh, man. Sorry about that. Yeah, so good morning to everybody. Give everybody, it takes a while for people to get in. Um, Plus, I know it's early in the morning. People on their way to work. People are at work. People sleeping because they were at work last night. Different shifts and all that good stuff. But I ain't want to take up too much time. As you guys can hear, I'm still not 100%. Um, Hopefully, this is the last day of this mess. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm sick of being sick at this point. I ain't been down like this in a long time. Like, it's been a long time since something has put me down for this long. Usually I have like a little cold or a little something, something, but I ain't been sick like this in a long time. I don't like it. I mean, nobody likes it, but you know what I mean. I think the last time I've been sick like this, I was sick for like a week. I had the flu. And that was like, shoot, that was about 6 years ago. Was the last time I was sick like this. But anyway, I ain't gonna complain. Um, so woke up to the news that there was a shooting in Houston, Texas. Um, Quavo and Takeoff of the rap trio Migos were down in Houston celebrating Jay Prince's birthday. If you don't know who Jay Prince is, big time in the rap game, one of those behind camera kind of people. He's like the mentor to Drake and all kinds of stuff like that. And his home base is Houston, so he's like the prince of the city. Everybody knows him. And they were at a private party, from my understanding. This is what I've been gathering, you guys. They were at a private party, Halloween party for Jay Prince, I guess. And it was after hours, so this establishment was closed to like the public, from my understanding. But it didn't look like it was hard to get in because there was like stuff posted on social media about, if people wanted to come down to the party. So I don't feel like it was a invitation only type of event. It just wasn't a public, like the establishment wasn't open to the public at the time. That's my understanding. And y'all correct me because, information is still coming in. So y'all correct me if y'all heard something different, or put it in the chat. And hey, hey, keep it cute. Hey, Drea, what's up, y'all? Hey, KK, Betsy. Hey, you guys. Good morning. Good morning. Um, from what I have gathered, they were playing dice. There are pictures. You see money on the table and all that good stuff. And unfortunately, I mean, at that point, I've heard different reports that somebody, whenever you're gambling and you're gambling for big money, unfortunately, people run tempers, people get upset, people feel like they're being cheated, people get mad because they're losing money, they can't afford to lose. Like, all kinds of things starts happening when you are dealing with gambling and there's a lot of money on the table. People might have been drinking, people might have been high. Um, I'm just putting elements together, y'all. Um, but what we do know is that there was a shooting, right? That's what we do know. We do know. Oh shoot! I knew what it was. Ah, damn! I knew it was something I meant to do when I went downstairs. Oh well. Um, but we know that there was a shooting, right? That we know. And unfortunately, Takeoff was shot. Reportedly, he was shot twice. Hey, what's up, NKU universe? How you doing, NK universe? Hey, Thank you, babes. Thank you. This constant killing, also these rappers, especially the high profile ones, need to move with their armed security teams in place. You know, this is what I'm going to say. I think an argument can be made for both sides of that coin. And I think your point is valid, NK Universe. Your point is very valid to say, listen, once you have elevated to a certain point, you just can't move the same. I mean, I agree. I 100% agree. Once you have elevated to a certain point, you just can't. You cannot move the same. But the sad part is that you can't, right? That's the sad part of where we are as a society is that you can't move the same. Does that make sense? Like, that's just sad. I mean, look at PNB, you know, they turned that into a whole thing only to find out that basically he was being robbed. He was being robbed. You know, they tried to say, oh, his girlfriend set him up. They tried to turn it into a whole thing. Had that woman, had the internet coming for that woman's neck. When it boiled down to somebody saw what he had and wanted it. You know, that is true. It shouldn't be that way. They can't move the same, but it's sad. Yeah, and I agree. I agree. Oh, you went to school with him, Meg? Oh wow. He was only 28. That means you were youngin. You were youngin too, Meg. Yeah, that is sad. It's sad. It's so sad. Um, yeah, it's sad. Yeah, but I agree. You know, you can't. You can't move the same. And let's listen. Let me tell you another thing too. Okay, not only can you not move the same, you can't move with the same people. Everybody, listen. This is gonna sound cold when I say it, and if you get it, you get it. And if you get it, you get it. And it's gonna sound cold when I say it, but look, everybody can't go with you. Everybody just can't go with you. And I hate to say it. I know that might sound, it might come off real effed up. It may come off elitist. It may come off however you take it. But if you understand what I mean, then you understand what I mean. Everybody can't go. And I'm gonna tell you why everybody can't go. Everybody can't go because everybody doesn't mean you well. Everybody can't handle your success. You might have somebody that been your friend down like four flats, but everybody can't handle your success. I think I've said this to you guys before, and I don't. And if you heard it before, you know what I mean. And if I said it before, oh well, you just gonna hear me say it again. Like Mo3 said, everybody ain't your friend, everybody ain't your partner. Listen, it's the facts. It's the facts. I remember Oprah Winfrey in an interview said, and I don't remember who she said it to, y'all. But I remember Oprah Winfrey said in an interview one time, she said her and Gail have been best friends, and she knew that she could trust Gail and blah 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 because Gail never wanted to be her. She said Gail never wanted to be Oprah Winfrey. Gail never wanted my life. Gail never wanted this. Now, don't get me wrong. Gail has benefited from her relationship with Oprah. But remember, Gail was already in that field. It wasn't like she wasn't in that field. And for a long time, when Oprah was becoming Oprah, Gail was married, Gail was having kids, Gail still lived in Chicago, and then her family moved. I forgot where they moved to. I mean, not Chicago. She wasn't living in Chicago. Um, they moved from Baltimore to I want to. Where did they move? They moved somewhere else. But Gail had that whole life, right? That Oprah didn't want. Oprah didn't want Gail's life, right? Oprah didn't want the marriage and the kids and the settling down. Oprah was fine with her life and the trajectory of her life. Gail was happy with her life and the trajectory of her life. Now, once Gail was divorced, that's when you saw Gail's career become a little more mainstream, right? That's where she became the editor in chief of O Magazine and, and then dot, 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 dot. But she said Gail never wanted to be Oprah. And that's what people have to understand. When you become successful, the reason why some of your friends that you knew can't go where you going is because they may be harboring some jealousy of what it is that you have. And some people just can't help themselves. Like some people can't help it. They may not even want to be jealous. They may not even want to feel like that. But they can't help themselves. I mean, I'm just saying, you know? Yeah, so and again, I'm not victim shaming, so I don't want it to come off that I'm blaming Takeoff for this happening to him because like I said, I hate to quote Boosie, but as he said, some people are hypnotized by hatred. Listen, Boosie ain't always wrong. He just always ignorant, and that's just how I feel about it. I'm sorry. And my heart hurts for Offset. It's hard to be estranged from somebody you loved and then they pass. Listen, I thought about that. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's one of the first things I thought about. Hey Nico, hey Bap. That's one of the first things I thought about. I said for the three of them to have been as close as they've been for so long, and for them right now to be going through whatever they were going through as a because people got to remember they weren't just a rap group, they were family. They were family. They grew up together. They were family. So this wasn't just some old rap beef or some old rap group that broke up. This is family ties. And like you said, for them to be at a place where they weren't good, yeah, that's I'm with you. I thought about Offset. I absolutely thought about that. I did. I did. So I don't know what was going on with the three of them. I don't know what happened. I don't know why, where the breakdown was or why there was a breakdown. I mean, people can speculate, but nobody really knows. But it definitely hurts to be at a place where you can't undo it, you know. Hey, Jonathan, what's up, bro? You recovered from Jiho? You are recovered, sir? Hey, Michelle. The whole situation is heartbreaking. It is. Yeah. Yeah, Quavo is Takeoff's uncle and Offset is Quavo's cousin. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. So it's hard. It's really hard to be in that situation. And like I said, I feel bad. Um, I feel bad for everybody. Like I do. I feel bad for everybody. And now reports are coming. And I don't. When stuff like this happens, you hear all sorts of rumors. You don't know what's true and what isn't. So I hesitate to say too much. Um, because I don't want to say something and then come back later and be like, that ain't what happened. That ain't what happened. So I really hesitate to get too deep into the minutia of it all. But reports are that one of the people that shot him was one of the people that was with him. And I hate to hear about. I hate to hear that, and I hope that's not. I mean, I hope it's not true that one of the people that was there supposed to be having your back is one of the people that actually did it. I mean, whether by accident, it doesn't matter. Like I hate to hear that, so I'm hoping that that part isn't true. But you never know. Yeah, I just read that all three were raised by Quavo's mom. Yeah. Hey, Yvette, how you doing, baby? Trying to recover. I had an incident last night at the trunk or treat at the church, messed around the place, some Biggie Smalls. I was like, Lord, my mind is still at the tip. Let me find out. Pastor Ford had the people out there like, uh. You got to see my boy. Yeah. It's kind of good I didn't come to homecoming because I would have been sick and I wouldn't have been able. I would have just been in the day going. I would have drove 5 hours just to sit in a hotel room, and then I would have been sick as hell trying to get home. So that was one of those things. God had me on that one because I ain't had no business going to Greensboro last weekend. Sick as, because I didn't start getting sick. I didn't start feeling sick until Friday night. So I would have been already in North Carolina or on the road towards North Carolina when I started feeling sick. You know what I'm saying? I was sick for homecoming one time during when I was in school. I remember being sick during homecoming one year. Oh, that was miserable. Steven. And they said the white man I should fear, but it's our own kind doing the killing here. Tupac, yeah. Mm. I heard the same news. The camp was the first shot, and the other one was from the other side. Yeah, that's what I heard. And like I said, I don't, you know. Thank you, Jonathan. Hey, what's up, nephew? Hey, D. Um, Atlanta's having a hard time with all these deaths. Listen, people need to regroup. Like we really, and I say we because I'm just going to include me in it. Because I'm gonna say, as a group, we just need to regroup. Like we need to pause for a minute. We need to fucking regroup. Like this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. We need to just pause and regroup. Like I'm not understanding. You know, I mean, I defend when people use the rhetoric when we start talking about gun control and we talk about all these school shootings and stuff like that, and people are like, oh, but what about black on black crime? Like I always defend us, and I don't allow people to use that as a talking point. Not at me, or I don't let people debate that point with me because I'm not going to let you deflect from the real issue. But if I'm being honest, I'm gonna defend us in public, but I'm gonna chastise us in private. If I'm being honest, we need to get our shit together. Like real talk, we need to get it together. You know, like it doesn't. I remember even before I heard this, even before I heard this, last night because I couldn't sleep last night. I didn't go live because I was like, I'm gonna leave y'all alone. But I was up last night for a couple of hours. And I don't know where it was, y'all, but there was another shooting, and I think it was like 13 people were shot at a Halloween event or something, and somewhere I don't know where it is. If y'all know what I'm talking about, put it in the chat for me, please. But I just remember thinking, damn, we can't even enjoy, like we can't even have Halloween, oh, God. Hey, Shaw, thank you, babe. Hey, Alex. I'm alright to live as a hermit. Leave me with my YouTube, internet access, my stream of my library books, food, and family. I know that's right. Yeah. That was Chicago. Thank you, Mad Kathy. Thank you. Thank you. Pat, Pat, you just went to the store and got water. Girl, I got a whole case of water in the trunk. I know. Well, I meant to get it. And I wish I knew you was going to the store to ask you to give me some ginger ale for my stomach. You got some ginger ale? Ooh, thank you so much. Ooh, hallelujah. I'm sorry, y'all. I meant to mute my phone. My bad. My bad. I'm upstairs, y'all. So I saw my ring. My ring went off on my phone. I saw Pap came in here with some water. He said I got a whole case of water in the trunk. But of course I ain't been in my car to get it. My car ain't moved since Saturday, child. Yeah, honey. She got some ginger ale. Hey Kenneth, hey boo. People get in conflict with people in their community in general, but we do need to get it together and live consciously. And don't get me wrong, I know this world is not a utopia. I know that we're not gonna all join hands and skip down the road and sing kumbaya. Like I understand that, but it just I don't know, y'all. It's disheartening, and it's disheartening when it's anybody. It's not just because he's a rapper and like it's anybody. It's just a shame that the two of them We're out with some people celebrating a birthday, and it just this is what happens. And I'm sure as more details emerge, we'll get all of the sordid details of what happened. But from what I gather, like I said, I hesitate to say too much, but from what I gather, they were gambling and somebody started shooting. Now, what precipitated the shooting? Whether it was an argument, whether it was a dispute over the money, like, but that's what had happened. Right? Ginger ale is black people tussing. It sure is. Cause my stomach. Listen, y'all. Hopefully, it's the last of this virus trying to come out of me because I keep having these waves of nausea, and I just really hope it's just whatever this is just trying to come out my body, and it need to just come on and finish coming out. Because other than like right now, other than like my stomach feeling queasy, I feel a lot better. Like I still got a little bit of a cough, but it's not like it was. Um, I still, I'm still breathing. Like I'm still a little winded. I still got to use my inhaler, but I just think that that's just time. You know, ginger tea. Yeah, I don't have any ginger tea. D. I'm gonna need to go to the store. I've been drinking tea. I have tea here, but I don't have any ginger tea. But I've been drinking tea. But I know ginger tea is great. Actually, I actually meant to order. It's funny because I actually meant to order some ginger tea last week. It's actually in my Amazon cart. I went on Amazon. I put it in my cart, and I was like, you know what? Let me see if I can find it cheaper somewhere at local, right? And I didn't order it because it was kind of pricey. And I was like, well, let me see if I can find it somewhere cheaper locally. And boil the actual ginger root. See, now you're doing a lot. Now you want me to go find a ginger root. I don't have Instacart. Lord, now y'all want me to go out here looking for a ginger root. Okay. Ginger tea is great for nausea. Okay. Hey, goody, good boy. How you doing, Boone? Everybody saying get the ginger root. Okay, get the ginger root. Where am I supposed to find a ginger root? They got that at the regular grocery store. Or do I need to go find that somewhere? It's right in the produce section. Okay, all right, okay. Your Caribbean mother is coming out of me. No, I want listen, if y'all are giving me something that's gonna work, I wanna work it now. You about to grind up some ginger root into a smoothie right now? Child. All right, it's a grocery store right across the street from my house. Like I could be at the grocery store in 5 minutes. It's one not too far from me. Uber Eats can go to the pharmacy. I work with Uber Eats and you live in a huge metro, so I know you can. Really? I didn't know Uber Eats went to the grocery store. I didn't know that. Okay. So I go to all right, y'all. Let me ask y'all one more again for my people. I got all these people telling me to get the ginger root. So I go buy me a ginger root, right? And then I boil it in water. And then, oh, thank you, Pookie. My people telling me to go get some ginger root and boil it and just drink it like that. Child. So I said they must think that I know how to do more than boil water over here. I'm t- but they keep saying I might just have to get an Instacart account because everybody keep telling me to just Instacart, but I don't have Instacart. Chop it, boil it, add honey, and drink it. Okay, I'm sure it's bitter because I had some ginger. I had some ginger candy, but I used that. I ate all the rest of that. Mm. Thank you, Pat. Boil it for 15 minutes. Strain it to keep it from eating the fibers. Okay. Okay. I'ma try it, y'all. I'm gonna get my life together because I gotta, like I said, I gotta get up and get my life together anyway today. Like I have to. I have to wash some clothes today. I have to pack. today, because I'm getting on that goddamn plane. Please know that to be true. That I will be on that plane Thursday morning, come hell or high water. Hey everyone, this is so sad. It's not good seeing continue to see how black people die to gun violence. It's not. Hey Xavier, hey Boo. Yeah, well I know garlic is good. And if I really want to get better fast, put some garlic in it. Okay. I wish y'all was local. I would just pay y'all to bring me some. Honey or agave. Okay. I have some honey. Now I do have honey here. I'm not on fall break, boo. I'm sick. I've been home sick. I haven't taken this much time off work consecutively. Like I was telling people since I had the flu about 6 years ago. I was out for a whole week. When I had the flu, oh my gosh, I was out for a whole week. Monday through Friday, I was out. I went to the doctor on that Monday. I had been sick over the weekend just like this. And I went to the doctor that Monday, and the doctor was like, "Girl, you got the flu. Take your ass home." And they kept me out the rest of the week. Um, I haven't heard that reference to bush tea for a minute. I fell out over here. Bush tea. Listen, I boil mint for peppermint tea too. Bush tea. Okay, bush tea. But yeah, it is sad. I'm sorry. Back to take off, y'all. Back to take off. Hey, Monk Chip. Hey, Boo. Yeah, it is absolutely a sad, and again, prayers go out. I'm sure it's going to hit the community, the rap community, hip hop. Everybody's going to have something to say, you know. But we've got to do better, y'all. We just got to do better. It just doesn't make sense that people can't go out and not and I mean listen, it ain't nothing new under the sun, right? None of this is new. It didn't just start. So I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like, oh my gosh, when I was a kid, no, what? No, no, no. When I was a kid, people still got shot. Like I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like this is some new phenomenon that ain't never happened before, because that would be a lie, and that would be very disingenuous of me. Um, he was shot. He was shot. Mr. Jet. I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm gonna say that first name because I'm gonna fuck it up. I'm gonna just call you Jet. And I don't know if it's Mr. or Mrs. So I don't mean no disrespect. I heard it was an accident from his friend shooting next to him. Yeah, I've heard. Like I said, I don't want to get too much into the weeds because I really don't know all of the details. But I heard, I did hear that he was hit with some, um, for lack of a better term, friendly fire. But yeah, yeah, he was 28. He was the youngest out of the three. Hmm. Yeah. I may just have to start it. I may just have to set up an Instagram account, child, and get it but I can now if it's at the grocery store, I do have a delivery. My grocery store does deliver and I've had deliveries before. The only problem is um I stopped getting them to deliver because they always screwed up my orders. Oh my gosh, they would screw up my orders. But um I can I can put in an order and go pick it up. Like just they'll bring it to my car, and then that way I can check the order before I get out the car, and then I ain't really gotta go in the store and walk around the store and all that good stuff. I can just sit outside and let them bring it to me. I may do that, y'all. I may order some garlic, some ginger root, you know, some more ginger ale. It's just so sad. That man was famous for minding his business. That's what I keep hearing. I keep hearing that he was never in any mess, that he never had no drama. I mean, we know Offset well, married to Cardi B. We know Offset well. We know Quavo well. because when he dated Sweetie, and we know they had that whole situation. But we never really did hear a lot about Takeoff. We really didn't. And I'm not the hugest Migos fan. Like I like the Migos. I like some of their songs, but I'm not like, I can't sit here and tell you, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I was a stan, and I wasn't all of that. But I do like some of their songs. But just in the grand scheme of celebrity gossip, you know, that's what I do over here on YouTube. I've never seen his name come across, any stories about him being involved in any mess or drama. Mm. It's sad, y'all. It's so sad. It's so sad. And like I said, just prayers going out to everybody that's feeling some kind of way this morning, involved or not involved, whether you knew him or you didn't know him, whether you on the outside looking in, or, like Meg said, she went to school with him. So you knew him before, you know what I'm saying? You knew him before he was a star, and, it's just sad. Thank you, Michelle. You know, my uncle, well, my great uncle, not my uncle, my father's uncle, my great uncle, he was killed at a dice game. He was killed at a dice game. Meg, she's in the chat. She's in the chat. hmm Buckley cough syrup, and you must have a chaser behind it. It will kick that cold out. Ooh, do I have a mod? It's me, dear. You a mod? Do I have a mod? I don't think I have a mod in the chat. No, little baby's in here. Little baby, you in here? Hey, Mike. How you doing, boo?
Hey y'all. Sorry about that. My internet went out and I had to wait for it to reboot. I couldn't get in, I couldn't do nothing. I don't know who's still in here, but my bad. What now? It's a text. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me read what y'all said. Did you see a post from Nick at Night about what allegedly happened? Oh, I did see that. Yeah, I did see that. I did see that text that somebody, and that's why I said I saw stuff, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to dig too deep into the I didn't want to dig too deep into the minutia of everything. I just want to kind of wait and see what all ends up happening. When stuff like this happens, everybody has a story to tell. That doesn't mean that that story isn't true. I'm just saying everybody got a story to tell. You know what I mean? So I was just gonna wait to hear all that needed to be said. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Thank y'all. Oh, I love my people. Thank y'all for still being here. Yeah, my internet went out and I had to wait for the router to reset. Yeah. I meant Takeoff. Did I say Quavo? Y'all, I didn't mean to say Quavo. Lord, please, I didn't mean to say Quavo. Oh, you reading what Bap said? Yeah, it's Takeoff, y'all. Yeah. That's what I was saying. My great uncle was actually shot during. Actually, he was stabbed. Honestly, he was stabbed during a dice game. He was stabbed. I remember my dad telling me, when I was younger, because my brother, I mean, my father, my grandmother, my father's mother, she actually had 10 brothers and sisters, and I remember him going down a list of who I never met, and one of the ones I never met, he had been killed at a dice game, like before I was even born, child. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Child, I had to come downstairs. I'm not even in my bed no more. I'm downstairs. But I ain't coming on camera because I ain't combed my hair. Child. I ain't camera ready, honey. I ain't camera ready. Yeah, that's true, little baby. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. Yeah. Hey, D. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah. So, um, that's what we know for certain. Like I said, it's a lot of everybody's going to have. I mean, everybody's going to have a story. There were a lot of people who were there. So some people's versions of the story are going to be accurate. A lot of people was there. It was a public event. It was Halloween night. There were a lot of people around. I mean, we've seen the pictures. There were a lot of people there. Um, so I think they said it was two other people shot. They were taken to the hospital in a private car. So, because at first they were saying he was the only one shot. Well, at first they were saying, listen, let me tell y'all about that damn Hollywood Unlocked. Hollywood Unlocked was reporting that both of them were shot. And then they had to come back and post the correction. I said, Lord have mercy. Oh, wait a minute. It's crazy here. We just had a family member, age of 11. Oh my gosh. Damn, Meg. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm going to have to, I'm definitely be praying for you and the family. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm so, so sorry. That is so ridiculous. So ridiculous. Mm. So ridiculous. Hey, Miss Ray. These little young rappers getting killed almost every 6 months. Isn't it sad? They need to keep that lock on with it. Listen, peace, love. My girl Peace was like, "Really, B, what's going on with your live, girl?" Look, Peace be looking out for a sister. Peace be having my back. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know how Peace be looking out for a sister. That's my girl right there. That's my girl. Y'all don't even know how she be looking out for me. Yeah, Hollywood Unlocked. They, I think sometimes people are in such a rush to be first. And I think the attitude is, well, I can always just print a retraction. I can always just correct what I said. I can always come back and say, oh, that was an error. But you're in such a rush to get the story first. Like he ain't gonna never live down killing off the queen. He ain't gonna never live that down. He killed off the queen. He killed the queen. And then doubled down on it, stood by it. And do you know it's still people that think that the queen was dead? I say, Lord have mercy. Y'all just. Hey, Lemon Kush, what's up? Y'all, I'm going to try to listen. Let me tell y'all something. The good news is I have an appetite. The bad news is I'm scared to eat anything at this point. I'm just scared to eat anything. I agree. They live in a rush to be first, but when you keep getting things wrong, it only makes you look unreliable. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. This morning, um, I don't know if she want me to tell you or not, but this morning, Peace was the one that was like, "Girl, look, look at what's going on," because I hadn't seen the news, and she was the one that hit me to it. But the only people I could find was Hollywood Unlocked. I said, until I find this somewhere else, I ain't saying nothing. And then when I started, I went to the shade room. The shade room didn't have nothing yet. Then I went to the shade room. I didn't see nothing on the shade room. I went to Jasmine brand. I didn't see nothing on the Jasmine brand. And then I saw somebody, I think Empress, was it Empress that you sent me, Peace? Empress Radio, I think maybe posted it. And so I said, okay, well, I do see somewhere else. And then somebody was like, Gossip in the City had a video. And I was like, okay, it must be something. And that's when I went on and did my video. But I was like, if Hollywood Unlocked is the only person saying it, I'm just going to wait. Well, you know what? TMZ didn't even have it. When Peace first hit me up, TMZ didn't even have it yet. Now, if TMZ didn't have it yet, you know. And don't get me wrong, like, let's be clear. I'm not about to sit here and stand on no high horse. We all want to be first in this game. We all want that video that's going to make us go viral. We all want that moment that's going to make our channel pop. Like, I would be a liar. I would be disingenuous and a liar to sit here and say that ain't the moment I'm waiting for. Okay. Um, but I also want to make sure that there's, enough reliability to the story. You know what I'm saying? That's what I have to make sure of. Right. Outlets are too fast to post, end up hurting their own cause in the end. Yeah. Hmm. I don't think they can replace that. I think best case scenario, and I hate to say it like this, but I think best case scenario um is they find a way to reconcile. I agree, Meg. I posted a video, but in the video I posted, it's not, you can't see all of that. You see his dreads. You can see his dreads, but you cannot see his full body. You cannot see his full body. I'm tired of this shit. I don't want to do nothing. If I were in a city, I would be I would have everything DoorDash or Instacarted. Child. Well, y'all know I didn't even know nothing about um y'all know I didn't even know nothing about I didn't even have a Uber Eats and all that set up into the Panorama. And I did do Instacart. I had set up an Instacart account, but I think I did something. I don't remember what I did, y'all, but I did something where I set up for some sort of plan they had by accident. I didn't mean to do it. And they charged me like $100. I said, oh hell no. I ain't about to pay $100 for something I don't even know if I'm going to use regularly. And so I canceled it. And I mean, they refunded me my money. They didn't give me no hard time. I told them that I must have misunderstood, didn't read the fine print well enough. But to their credit, they didn't give me no hard time. They were like, okay. Because I guess I did it within a couple of hours. I said, oh no, wait a minute, what is this? So I just never did get an Instagram account set up after that. Yeah, it was something. I guess I'm like I said, I'm sure I signed up for their maybe like their plan where you're just like I said, I'm sure it was something I did. I ain't about to sit here and pretend like I didn't do something. I'm sure it was something I did, child. I'm sure it was me. Mm. But like I said, they did not give me a hard time. They were like, this fool. Yeah, I agree that there should be some sort of trigger warning. I feel like people's websites should be set up that if you want to see it, you click on it, but if you don't want to see it, then you don't have to see it. Um, I was listening to Mob Radio before I went live, and Mob Radio would count down. Mob Radio, she would say, "Listen, I'm getting ready to, this is a trigger warning. I'm getting ready to put this up. If you don't want to see it, click off." And she counted down from 5. She was like 5, 4, 3, and that way people have a choice. But even with TMZ, if you go over to TMZ to read it, it's right there. Like if you're reading the article, you have no choice. They got it right there embedded in the article. And I think that's kind of effed up that you're not even giving people the option to say, I don't want this in my, oh Lord, I don't want to see this and I don't want this in my space. Like I think that's effed up. What? Something is wrong. Oh no, that's my fault. Okay, hold on. No, that's me. That's me. That's me. That's me. Hold on. I need to update my Uber Eats, child. I just ordered something on Uber Eats. I'm gonna see if my stomach can handle it. I just ordered me something from Dunkin' Donuts, a breakfast sandwich. I'm gonna see if my stomach can handle it, y'all. Um, because I tried to eat some real food last night and it didn't work for me. I love that people are so thirsty for clicks and that they'll guerrilla advertise yeah, and that's the part I don't like. Like, give people the option. Give me the choice. Let me know that's what you're doing. You know, that's like like on like for whatever reason my Twitter account is set up with the control on it. I don't know, but it'll tell me sensitive content. This is a sensitive, and my Instagram is set up like that too. So if it's sensitive content, that it doesn't automatically pop up. I have to click on it to see it. It does, and again, we have to remember, unfortunately, too, in this world of instant gratification, people forget about the families. I am positive that there were members of his family that did not know. So now not only are they finding out through social media, which is already effed up enough, but then to be able to see the body without any sort of warning. I mean, think about his grandparents and I'm not talking about immediate family that might have gotten a phone call. I'm talking about the extended family that you ain't had time to call yet. You know, um I remember when my brother died, it was on social media, it was on Facebook before I knew. And but for the fact that I was at work and I hadn't been on Facebook that day, I hadn't had a time to scroll through, because that was when people, well, I can't speak for the younger generation, but that was when people were still on Facebook pretty regularly. Like now, I don't really go on my Facebook that much anymore. But I mean, that's when people was on Facebook, like we on Instagram now. And but for the fact that I was at work and I really didn't have time to look at my phone, I would have found out from Facebook before I would have found out from my parents. My mom called me at work and was like, I need you to, well, she actually called my boss. She actually called my boss and told my boss. And she told my boss, don't tell her, but can you please send her home? And my boss, called me in and was like, your mom called, she needs you to come home. So I knew something was wrong. And then it was funny because at that point, then I was scared to look at anything. I said, I ain't looking at nothing till I get home, because I knew if it was my mom calling me, it was either my, something told me it was either my father or my brother. I don't know why I didn't think it was my sister. It never occurred to me that it was my sister. But I said, it's something's going on. It's either my father or my brother. I don't know why, but that's just what I thought. So the whole time driving to my parents' house, I just had this dread. But again, once I did get home and my mom told me, yada yada yada, when I went on Facebook, it was all over Facebook. It was all over Facebook. And of course, then my phone started blowing up and I wasn't answering my phone, because who the fuck feels like having that conversation 500 times? You know what I'm saying? Because people ask the same questions. What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? Nobody, listen, let me tell y'all something. If you've never been in that situation, for me, please don't do that to people. When you find out about somebody's passing, you send your condolences. I ain't saying don't do that, but please don't ask them a bunch of questions. Please don't. I'm telling you. If you've never been in that situation, you don't understand. But if you've been in that situation, you know what I mean. Nobody wants to keep telling the same story, especially when they just found out. When it is still fresh, when they're still processing, nobody wants to keep explaining to you what happened. You know what I'm saying? Oh wow, what pulls my teeth? Hey, what pulls my teeth? I ain't seen you in a minute. Hey, boo. I remember. I mean, I saw you in the panel last night, but I mean over here. I remember seeing images from years ago of the Migos participating in dice games during industry events, and always felt when a keeping it real moment goes wrong, my fears came true. Oh wow, 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 wow. I didn't actually see it either. I think his wife sued over that, or that was part of her lawsuit. Might be getting the details wrong. Yeah, well, his wife won the lawsuit because either the EMTs or the cops on the scene sold the pictures, and they took pictures and they passed the pictures around, and Vanessa Bryant sued them. And she won a huge settlement. Yeah, he won a huge settlement. Right. When people you ain't heard from in years call you, child, you ain't never lied. People I didn't even know had my phone number. I'm like, why are you? And then here's the one that bothered me. Here's the one that bothered me. The people who kept calling. If I didn't answer you the first time, if I didn't answer you the second time, hell, if I didn't answer you the third time, I probably don't feel like talking. And when I do feel like talking, you on the list, but I don't feel like talking. And I finally just posted something on my Facebook saying, I appreciate all the calls and everything, but I really don't feel, and I think I said it just like that. I really don't feel like talking right now. And I'll return phone calls, if and when. But I was like, I basically wanted to say, leave me the F alone. But I tried to be real polite about it. I definitely would not want to find out something happened to my family member online. That would hurt me even more. Yeah. Yeah. Especially, like I said, especially something like that. And now you want to add the pictures to it. You're gonna put the pictures up and the bloody, like, no, that's a lot. That's a lot. I'm always a non-question asker. Eventually I'll learn, but most of the time I'm not trying to learn how someone felt. And honestly, our natural curiosity, we want to know. That's our natural curiosity. And I have to check myself sometime and be like, okay, don't ask. Like I have to tell myself, okay, just send a condolence. Don't ask no bunch of questions. Because that's part most, I ain't gonna say everybody, but curiosity is human. My aunt found out on Thanksgiving Day her oldest son was on the news. Worst part was she knew it was him because of the clothes he had on him. Wow, my God. Oh man. Mm. That's a shame. Mm. Damn. I'm sorry to hear that, Yana. That is, see, that's mm, exactly. And if you ain't paying for ish, don't ask if they had insurance. Right. If you ain't writing a check, that ain't your business. But people get some insurance. Get some insurance, people. Oh, you think she won? I know she won a settlement. Monk Chip said she thinks she won 16 million. I know she won a lot of money. She won a lot of money. As she should. That was rude. And I remember when I heard about that. That was so unbelievable by Kobe Bryant. That was so unbelievable. It's just the nature of the beast of our world today, where people want to be first and people want to put the news out. And like I said, going back to Hollywood Unlocked, you know this is what I'm gonna say about something like this. You are already an established brand. You don't have to break every story. You're going to get the clicks, you're going to get the views, you're going to get the traffic to your channel. You are an established brand. But if you keep putting stuff out that's not true just to be first, then you're going to lose. Because I've already seen people say, I ain't going by Hollywood. I've heard multiple people say, nope, I ain't going by Hollywood Unlocked. If I got to wait on somebody else. Hollywood Unlocked. So you've tarnished your brand by feeling like you have to be first. Yeah, I think she did say she was going to donate it. I think she's donated it to the charity she started in their memory, and Kobe and her daughter's memory. Yeah, y'all, please make sure y'all have insurance. And let me tell y'all something. Let me, and again, I'm gonna give y'all some real ish before I get off here, because I'm gonna get off here in a few minutes. Let me give y'all some real ish. I just told y'all about my brother passed away. Now, my brother was morbidly obese, right? I mean, I'm fat, okay, but my brother was morbidly obese, right? My brother was huge. He was on disability, so he was not working a regular job. Um, and my brother had insurance. Now, it probably was expensive as hell. I think it was something like $60 a week or something crazy like that. I don't remember the full amount, but I know it was a lot. I know it was like, I was like, dang, that's a lot of money. But he had insurance. He had life insurance. So when he passed away, he had enough life insurance that we could bury him. Now he ain't have enough life insurance that his wife could live happily ever after. It wasn't that kind of party. But we didn't have to have no chicken dinner, fried chicken dinner sales either. We didn't have no fish fries, okay? We didn't have to pass the hat. We didn't have to start no GoFundMe's, and I remember we all went to, my brother lived in Philly. We drove up to Philly. And I remember my mom saying, when we went to the funeral home, she was ready. Because she didn't think my brother had insurance. So she was ready. She was like, well, I had my checkbook ready to do whatever I needed to do, what needed to be done, between me and, his wife. Because my brother's wife, she made a good living. She had, they weren't rich, but they were comfortable. Um, But she said, she was ready to pull out her checkbook and pick up the slack and, contribute. Hell, I had my checkbook ready. I mean, I ain't have a lot of money, but I could have thrown a couple of hundred in the pot, right? And we were at the funeral home and yada yada yada. And my sister-in-law pulled out my brother's policy. And like I said, all of us were shocked. And I say all that to say, if my brother, who was morbidly obese, meaning he was, a lot of insurance companies may not have wanted to insure him because of his health issues. My brother had a lot of health issues, right? Um, and he did not have a regular paycheck. Okay. He was on disability. If my brother could make sure that he took care of that responsibility so it didn't fall on his family's shoulders, I'm saying 99.9999999 of everybody else can do it too. There are exceptions to every rule, but I'm just saying my brother, I'm sure, like I said, is his insurance was high. It was high, but it was high because of his health issues. But he did. He made sure he had it. So I'm just saying, y'all, please, if y'all are working a regular job, most jobs that offer benefits offer some sort of life insurance policy. But even if you can't, there are so many companies out here that you can get life insurance from. It's really not an excuse anymore. And now they have payment plans. Right. Funeral homes are setting up payment arrangements at this point where you can have everything paid off. They have packages now where you can have everything paid off except for the opening. I forgot what the technical term is, but basically the breaking ground and the actual them closing it back up. And that's only like a couple of $100. Everything else you could pay for your casket, you could pay for everything in advance. Where all you have to do is, or all your family has to do is come up with the couple of $100 that they're going to charge you, service fees basically. You know, you can get a term life for as little as $8 a month. You don't need to break no bank. Yeah. If you don't have money to do a funeral, the funeral home will assist you in getting coverage through Social Security and you pay the balance. Yeah. A lot of funeral homes will help out. And again, a lot of funeral homes now have the prepaid situation where you can pay for everything in advance. And if you want to add you want to add the bells and whistles, you can add your own bells and whistles. But, we always want to be extra and ain't got no money. And have a will in place. Oh my gosh, yes. Ooh, yes, please. Let me put that up on screen. Have a will in place. Okay? Especially when we are leaving a lot of debt and a lot of heartache and headache for our loved ones to sort out when we don't have insurance and no will. You know what? I'm going to say this too. People always feel like, oh, well, I don't have anything. I don't have a lot of money. I don't have this. I don't have that. It's not even so much that. You'll be surprised at the stuff that people fight over. You'll be surprised at the stuff that people have an argument about. And it's not just, certainly to resolve your debt. For example, if you own a car, if you own a home, you should have enough life insurance to pay those things off. Oh, while I didn't know that, I always preach to my family about life insurance. I always tell them to have a policy outside of empty. I keep trying to tell my parents to get a will in place and still haven't moved yet. Yeah. Legal Zoom. Hey, Cookie. Volvo said, better go on over to Legal Zoom. Yeah. You should have enough life insurance. So, like, for example, for me, I have enough life insurance to pay off my house. Because what doesn't make sense is you have a will. You have a will that's going to pay off your debt, right? So you have a will that's going to pay off your house. You have a will that's going to leave your house to somebody. So let's say in my will, I leave my house to my sister. I'm just giving y'all an example. I'm going to leave my sister with the debt. What if my sister is not in a financial situation to cover my mortgage? What if I make more money than my sister and she can't afford the mortgage. So I left her a house that she gonna lose in 6 months because she can't afford it. It's a nice gesture. It's real cool to be like, oh, I'm leaving my house to my sister. But if you know your sister don't make the kind of money you make, or she can't afford, maybe like in my case, my sister has a child and a husband, and she might make the same money I make, but her bills don't look like my bills. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm gonna leave my car. I'm gonna leave my car to my brother. What if my car note is $600 a month? That's nice to say, oh, in my will, I left my car to my brother, but I left him with a $600 car note that he can't afford because I was balling, or I was pretending to be balling because, I might not have been able to afford it either. So either I was balling or I was pretending to be balling. But yeah, you should. Somebody taught me that. I don't remember where I heard that from, but it might have been my mom. I don't know. But you should carry enough life insurance to cover your bills, so that you're not leave. Now I ain't talking about credit card debt, because with credit card debt, all you have to do is notify the credit card company that the person passed away, and as long as there were no charges made after the date on the death certificate, you're good. So, for example, I worked for Sears when I was in college. I worked for Sears, and I worked in the I guess the deaf department. I don't know I don't remember what it was called now, but basically our job was to reach out to places and get copies of death certificates so we could verify if somebody had a Sears credit card and they said, oh, grandma died on November the 1st, 2022, but there were charges on grandma's credit card November the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, then we need to verify when grandma died. Because anything after grandma's death, the estate is still responsible for, and the credit cards can come after the estate. What's up, Linda? Credit card companies can come after the estate for that money you owe. So y'all know how some people, after grandma died, they done took the credit cards and they done went and had a good time. Or even a girlfriend of mine was saying, well, we took my grandmother's credit card and we bought stuff for the funeral with it. Okay, that's great. But you're going to be responsible for that. I just hope y'all got the money, because you're still going to be, before y'all can close out her accounts, they're going to be responsible. Now, at the end of the day, the question is Sears really going to come after you for a $200 purchase 3 days after grandma died? Maybe, maybe not. But I'm just telling you, when I worked for Sears, and again, that was a long time ago, when I worked for Sears, that's what the law was. That anything prior to someone's death, they wouldn't hold them accountable for. But anything afterwards, you're responsible. The estate is responsible for. So before you can close out, hey, what's up? Hey, Sir James. Hey, boo. I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, love? So anything after that. And again, that was Sears, and that was a long time ago. I don't know what the new rules and laws are, but I'm telling you what it was. At my job, all day long, what I did was I sent letters. I ordered, I would have a queue of credit cards, and these would be the credit cards of people that said that the person passed away. And then my job was to send out the request for a copy of the death certificate. And then when the death certificates came in, the other part of my job was to go through when the death certificates came in and log that information in to the computer. Like, okay, Auntie, I don't want to make up a name, but Jane Doe, verified credit card number, and then I would, and then we would, what do we do with the actual paper? We send it to another department. Another department would put it on like microfiche. Nowadays, they probably would scan it in. Hell, nowadays, they probably don't even send paper. They just probably, email the certificates out now. They probably don't even send actual paper. But back then, they would send us a photocopy of the death certificate. And we would log it into the computer, and then we would send the actual paper copies over to the department where they would scan it into the system, and then they would destroy the paperwork. Child, that's what I one of my that was one of my jobs in college, honey. That was one of my jobs in college, child. You've been here, I know, but Sir James, I know you always here. I know you always watch my videos. I do know that, but I know you don't always get a chance to drop down in the chat. Let me see. I'm struggling with the POA. I don't know who I would leave over this. Other than my mom, I think I will have to have a conversation with one of my trustworthy relatives. Yeah, some states don't even require you to have a will notarized. See, look at that. Oh Lord, here we go. They spamming the chat. Oh, little baby, you must have already got them. They spamming the chat, child. I tell you. Ugh. Hey, Nefessa's daughter, student loan debt? I don't know. That's a good question, and I don't know. And the only reason why student loan is different because remember, student loan debt is the only thing you can't put on a bankruptcy. So I don't even know what you can do in the case of I don't know what the policy is when you pass away. Um because you can't even put that on the death. I mean, you can't even when you file bankruptcy, you can't put student loan debt on a bankruptcy. So I don't know. That's a good question. Mm-hmm. That's a real good question that I do not know the answer to. I'm gonna have to find out. Hmm. Hmm. That's a good question. Yeah. Hey, Cameron, how you doing? As long as you didn't co-sign, you didn't have to. You don't have to pay. Okay. So. Okay. Thank you, Volvo. That makes sense. As long as there's no co-signer. So if you got a student loan and let's say your parents co-sign, then as long as there's no co-signer, then the debt passes when you pass. Okay. That makes sense. But then little baby saying something different. Hold on. I don't believe they cancel out student loan debt. I remember stories of relatives deep in debt after the passing of that person with the student loan. I don't know. Once you die, any debt collections have a certain amount of time to come after money's owed. They usually come after the estate. Student loans don't normally come after the estate. Yeah, I think that, yeah, that's something they would have to go after the estate. And let's be real. I mean, if you don't have any real property and you don't have any money in the bank, and that's why a will is important because you have to settle the will. If you left any real property to people, if like all of that stuff, and even with that, you have to make sure that you don't have any liens against the property or any second, third mortgages that have to be resolved. Like all of that has to be. That's why people y'all gotta have y'all business in order. What happens to my loans if I die? If you die, then your federal student loans will be discharged after the required proof of death is submitted. Okay. It looks like Vovo Googled that, and so that's the answer. Okay. Thank you, Vovo. That makes sense. Hey, Abby, what's up, boo? That makes sense. Abby, I'm trying to get better, so I'll be ready for that plane ride, honey. You got kicked out? I got kicked out too, Sharon. I'm back though. I'm here. I'm feeling It's so hard to tell because one minute I feel better and the next minute I'm like blah. But I'm about to put something on my stomach and I'm gonna lay back down. I'm about to get off of here in a few minutes, and then I'm gonna put something on my stomach, and I'm gonna lay back down, and I'm gonna see how I feel when I wake up. And I got a pack today. I need to wash some clothes, take some emergency. Listen, I need to go to the store. That's what I need to do because everybody keeps telling me to go get all this other stuff. I need to emergency. Y'all been telling me emergency. Y'all told me to get some ginger root. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in an order at the grocery store, so I don't have to actually walk around the store, and then I'm gonna go pick it up, and I'm gonna make this tea that my people told me to make with the ginger root and a little bit of garlic. I told me to make with the garlic and the ginger root. Yeah, I tested for it. Citizen Jane, I tested negative. Um, and then I'm gonna drink that. Lord knows I'm gonna see what because they said that's really good for the nausea. But I feel like the nausea is a good thing because I feel like that's my body trying to reject the last of whatever's in my body. It's just a matter of it coming out. Not to be too graphic, but I would welcome it at this point. Just come on and get out my body. Like I feel like that's what it is. Just come on and get out my body. I didn't leave the house yesterday. No, I didn't. I didn't go nowhere and do nothing. But that's what I believe. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put in an order at the grocery store and I'm just gonna go um do I have cough pineapple juice? I don't know what that is. Did you combine two things? Hey Tracy, what's up, booby? Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Zinc, elderberry emergency. Okay, y'all keep saying emergency. But I need to wash some clothes today, y'all. Like all of my plans, like I have at least 2 loads of clothes I need to wash so I can pack. I have stuff that I need to wash that I want to take with me to Vegas. Worst case scenario, which I really hate to do this, but worst case scenario um is that I wash my clothes when I if I have to wash clothes when I get to Vegas because we're staying has a washer and dryer unit. And I mean, who wants to travel with dirty clothes? But I should be able to wash clothes. The only problem is, y'all know my wash and dryer is in my basement, and walking up and down the steps, I just ain't up for it. But if I have to do it, then I'll do it. Pineapple juice is very effective for a cough. The enzyme in pineapple juice breaks up mucus. It does. If you want to go old school, go to the pharmacy and ask for some turpentine. Turpentine, little baby. Little baby, you want me to drink turpentine? Little baby. Never travel with dirty clothes. Drop it off the laundry service and have them do it. That requires me to leave this house, which I really don't want to do. Even though I think I'm gonna end up having to leave the house. I'm not drinking no goddamn turpentine now. Now I feel bad, but I don't feel that damn bad. There's a reason why they stopped doing that, little baby. All right, so hold on, y'all. Before I get off of here, let me make my grocery list. So I'll make sure I got everything y'all telling me to get. I'm gonna put in a grocery list. I'm just gonna pick it up from the grocery store. I'm gonna just pick it up from the grocery store, okay? So y'all told me I got pineapple juice, emergency, ginger root, garlic. What else do I need to buy? I have never heard of Buckley's. I don't know if Buckley's have. I see if they got Buckley's at the grocery store, but I don't know. I ain't never seen Buckley's on the shelf. I don't even know what that is. I know what you're telling me it is, but I've never even seen it on the shelf, child. Hey, what's up, Kishwa? Ginger ale. Thank you. Ginger ale. Anything else? Really be you a vampire slayer? Shout. I'm not buying turpentine. I'm not drinking turpentine. Buckley's is some nasty stuff, but it works. I ain't asking my parents about nothing. Ginger tea mix. I could probably buy some ginger tea. Like I said, I had some ginger tea in my cart for Amazon, but it was expensive, and I was like, well, I could probably find it somewhere cheaper. Hold on, y'all, my food is here. Hold on, let me go get my food. How you doing? Good morning. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Yeah, I think for the most part, the cough has broken up for the most part because when I cough, it's that dry cough. You know what I'm saying? It's like that dry cough. It's really not a whole lot of, not to be nasty or nothing, y'all, but it's really not a whole lot of phlegm. It's like a dry cough. Run a hot shower and sit in the bathroom and let it sweat itself out. I did that the other day. I did do that the other day, right before I got in the shower. I just sat there for a little while, let the steam. Yeah. But I definitely take some stuff, take the tea with me. I'm gonna probably pick some, like I said, I can pick some tea up because I'm probably gonna go to work tomorrow. Even if I just sit at my desk and not do nothing, but sit at my desk. I'll be in the building tomorrow. My kids know, like, my kids are at a point where I can be like, look, y'all know I don't feel good. Here's the hours assignment. You know what I'm saying? Go to your favorite restaurant and buy their wonton or chicken rice soup. The broth and stock helps with the mucus. Drink the broth after you eat the soup. I thank you. I'm gonna add that to my list. Let me add some of that to my list. Cause I told y'all I didn't have nothing in this house because it's been so long since I've been sick like this. I didn't have all this stuff in the house. I didn't have no third flu. I keep third flu. I ain't had no third flu. I didn't even have any cough syrup. I told y'all I had like a little bit of cough syrup left that probably was expired if I had checked the date on it, but I didn't. I sure drank it. I had to get some new cough syrup. And it's funny because I have cough syrup at work and my desk at work. It's probably expired too, but I do have some at work. Hey, Creative Diva. Thank you, love. Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to eat this breakfast. I'm about to get off of here, y'all. I'm gonna eat this breakfast. I'm gonna put this grocery order in. What time is this? 10:30. I think I'm gonna take me a nap. And then when I get up, I'm gonna go pick up my groceries. I'm gonna get up and take me a shower and all that good stuff. Pick up my groceries. And then when I come back, I gotta pack. Right, Murphy's Law. Yep. When I need it, it ain't there. All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all for hanging out with me again. I appreciate y'all coming through, even though we don't have like a set agenda and all that good stuff. But again, prayers and condolences. Pineapple juice is the truth. Okay. All right. Well, I'm it's on my list. Pineapple juice is on the list, y'all. Um um not put an onion in your left sock, turn it around every three. Oh Lord. Condolences once again all out to the family, to the whole Migos family. Um if I'm feeling better, I may come back today and check in later on today. But other than that, y'all, I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Peace.